What's up, guys? Welcome to the first ever episode 123 of the Kind of Funny Gamescast. I'm Tim Gettys, joined by one of the coolest dudes in video games, Greg Miller.
Bazonks!
Oh no, I don't like
no?
that.
You're just one of the coolest dudes. You're not the coolest dude anymore.
Well, because originally there was
yeah.
the two coolest dudes
Yeah.
were Colin and Greg, and now Colin is
The coolest dude
he's
in
still the
historical
the
YouTube
coolest dude.
Patreon.
Yeah. And joining us together for the first time, all of us, Daniel Dwyer and Andrew Renee.
Hello.
We've had each of you maintaining your #1 most recurring guest role on the Kind of Funny
yeah,
Gamescast.
I
She
got
won't let
the
it go.
title.
She won't let it go.
Oh, really?
We
I don't know how
she's-
many it's been. It's been
Yeah,
like
If somebody
3 or
gets
4.
close, God, Tanya Harding
I'm
right to the
here.
leg.
I'm back, guys.
Yeah.
Is there a leaderboard?
Somewhere. I mean, there's a spreadsheet for sure.
Am I the most European, maybe? I'll take
On
that.
Gamescast?
Yeah.
Probably. There was that Snake Pass guy.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Yeah.
the snake pass.
He
I
was
was
up there.
on when he was on.
You were?
Yes.
Oh my God.
So I
must
think you
have.
got it. I
Yeah,
think you're in.
there's a
Locked
lot
down.
going on here. Kind of Funny Gamescast. Each and every week we get together, talk about video games, all the things we love about them. This is my favorite episode of the year, though. The E3 predictions episode. It's very exciting, and it is brought to you by Patreon producer Tom Bach.
The homie.
Shout out to Tom Bach. You've been super
Thanks,
cool.
Tom.
Yeah, Tom's such a nice dude.
Yeah.
He emails me. He knows it's Kind of Funny Live's coming up. He emails me just like, dude, like, I know you're going through hell. Like, you got this, whatever. I'm like, I appreciate that, man. It's just a little, like, positive reinforcement.
BTW, welcome back to the show, Tim. You weren't here
I
last
wasn't
week.
here, for a while, it feels like.
Week before even? No, you were here for that?
Gamescast I was
They
on.
all kind of
I
blur
missed one
together.
Gamescast, I missed 2 GOGs.
Gotcha, gotcha.
What were you doing?
Editing videos for Kind of Funny Live and getting everything planned. And more so than that, planning the things that are coming out after Kind of Funny
Right.
Live to the people.
Like E3, for instance.
For
Exactly.
instance, the
Real
thing
hot
that we
after it.
got to predict. And also, thank you to the Patreon supporters. Here, you can see your names. Thank you. A lot of Patreon talk because we have the Patreon family.
Hey, what's
here.
up?
Yeah.
I
Right.
work on Patreon. Do you,
You
work
do?
on Patreon?
I do work on Patreon.
You work on Patreon?
We're like the Justice
Yeah.
League of Patreon.
I like it. I'm a big fan. If you didn't know, What's Good Games and No Clip on Patreon.
What's up?
Fantastic things. You can follow both of them on patreon.com/what'sgoodgames and patreon.com/
Daniel Dwyer.
Daniel Dwyer.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're future proofing. You're future
Just in
proofing.
case.
Sure, yeah.
It just keeps the Daniel
knows?
Dwyer brand going.
I might sell off No Clip to someone who wants to
have video game documentaries.
edit video game documentaries
Sure.
Yeah.
every day for like 10 days.
You did this to yourself.
But you love it so much.
Yeah. How you guys doing?
Good. I mean, I think we're all like a little frazzled and pre-E3. Obviously, you guys have, Kind of Funny Live 3 also to worry about. Who picked that date?
Yeah, Tim, who picked that date?
I think it's a great date. E3 is fucking easy.
I love it. So, I mean, this is a fun time capsule because it's recording before Kind of Funny Live 3, posting the Friday before Kind of Funny Live 3 for Patreon supporters, and then YouTube regularly. But yeah, it was last night, Jen was like, oh yeah, I'm like, did you guys pick June 3rd because of Kind of Funny Live 3? I'm like, no, we booked June 3rd because the weekend before when we wanted it was already booked.
All right.
And like, it just
out,
worked.
though.
It worked out
It
fine.
worked out well because the thing is, last year we had Memorial Day weekend, which was awesome because it gave people a chance to be here for longer. But we found a lot of people couldn't make it because they had vacations and stuff planned.
Yes.
Family stuff.
So
yeah.
and a lot of family stuff. So we're like, you know what? June 3rd works. And like what we do, like our E3 planning is like Greg has to do a lot of
Yeah, I know. I was
emails
going to
and
say,
stuff.
says the guy who doesn't have to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like planning the live streams and stuff, planning the important shit for E3
Yeah.
is easy as hell.
Right.
We just show up and fucking do stuff.
And you're doing all the reaction stuff here. Right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Like
Pre and
the
post
E3
shows,
down
watch
there.
alongs for every conference here, twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames.
Yep, and
Then I'm just gonna say it. If
fuck
it,
it.
Patreon folks, if it hasn't posted, just don't freak out. I mean, like it was a big surprise. Then Wednesday we're doing the GameSpot live show in the afternoon and stuff. We'll have a whole schedule out on the GameSpot dragging their heels on it. This Chastity girl, you know her from the Game Over Greggy show, dragging her heels on this
She's
announcement.
wonderful, though.
She's fantastic.
She's trying to hoodwink us. I bet there's some
Hoodwink
contract,
us.
some contract loophole she's trying to get.
well,
through.
so okay, just to reiterate, because this is the first time we're talking about RE3 plans proper.
Yeah.
we will be streaming all of the conferences pre-show, during the show, and post-show.
Not the PC one because PC gaming's
Yeah,
down.
so when I say all the conferences, I mean EA, Bethesda,
UB,
Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo's
Nintendo's
presentation.
directing
Right.
Then we're going to go down to E3. We're going to be putting out a bunch of reacts videos.
YouTube.com/kindoffunnygames.
Gamescast and all that stuff. And then, yeah, the GameSpot show
Yeah.
on Wednesday.
Don't say
but-
Which will be
GameStop.
live.
Don't
Oh,
do
it's
it.
so hard. It's
Do
so
it.
hard.
Don't do
You
it.
had the opposite problem.
Yeah.
we've all
well, I
struggled in
used
one
to
way.
have the opposite problem.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. Let's get right into it.
Well, before lay out the rules for the E3 predictions.
Okay.
Because I don't want your
Rules?
bullshit. Yeah, there's rules.
Yeah, Danny.
The
there's
rules are simple. To protect our integrity is the fact that somebody hit me up about this. They're like, hey, wait, how can you do predictions if you went to Judges Week and you know everything? As
yeah.
always, the rules are We only predict things we don't know. If we know, you don't say anything, you don't mention it, you're not going to lose as a prediction.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Now, more
we're not
than
Jeremy
that, though,
Dunham.
I think
We're not Jeremy Dunham.
People have a warped perception of what Judges Week is.
Sure.
Judges Week is not you go there and they give you all the stuff that they're talking about at press conferences. It's the games that aren't necessarily going to be on the stage.
It's like no first party stuff generally, right?
Correct. Yeah. This year I didn't. There was no PlayStation, no Microsoft, no Nintendo. I didn't see any of them. It's seeing other publishers, other developers who are there who understand that their stuff probably will get overshadowed. It wouldn't get as much limelight.
Well, yeah, and in previous Judges years past, like even if first party brings things, it's not like top secret things that aren't announced. You know, it's stuff that's been announced. It'd be like if Activision had Call of Duty hands-on playable at Judges Week. We all know Call of Duty is coming. They've already announced it, so it's not like shocking to anybody. Stuff like that.
Judges Week is more about playing games than announcements. Am I correct?
100%.
Yeah. So if you're playing it, it's far enough along that it's probably been announced.
It's like a logistical thing to like make sure people have time to. I mean, apart from the awards element of it, but that's sort of become you know a bit confused now. But
it's a way to digest it and make sure you have the content and you can talk about it ahead of time. And it's those embargoes, right? Like Far Cry 5 is a great example. Where I saw Far Cry 5 down there weeks before it was announced. And then when it was announced, we're all able to talk about it and be able to give it its moment in the spotlight before big old Jack Trenton returns. First prediction. No.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go around the table. We each have 5 predictions. Topic 1 is PlayStation. Topic 2 is Nintendo. Topic 3 is Xbox. And topic 4 are the third-party groups that are
the best of the rest.
Having press conferences.
And I assume
so not Capcom and them, but we're talking Ubisoft, Bethesda, and EA.
To be clear, as always, I'm sure M-Dog is out there ready to tabulate the votes here. It is done down to the decimal. There are half points and little points awarded. So the more detailed your prediction, the better chance you have at least getting a 1/10 of a point.
And I always add the Tim Gettys Get Hyped moment brought to you by Gatorade. But that's just me.
For the record, never ever been brought. Gatorade's never paid you for this.
Oh, no. Yeah. One day they will. If I just keep saying it, that's how things happen.
I don't know.
So,
DiGiorno
I don't think that's how that works.
DiGiorno, man, it worked. It's not delivery. Greg,
Yeah.
hit us off with that PlayStation goodness. Prediction 1.
Now, for the record,
You better not pick.
I've made 8 here.
Yeah, I gotta
That
check
way
that
I can feel
Some
it in my
backups.
shorts.
I
I can
also have
jump
some
around.
backups as
Exactly,
well.
exactly.
I bet you don't from Microsoft.
Yeah,
Shortly.
they are. I got a couple good ones for them actually.
The one I'll begin with is this. PlayStation VR lives. The conference reveals no less than 5 PlayStation VR games. No less.
Okay.
5.
Okay.
That's actually a really good one.
I believe.
New games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unannounced games?
Yeah.
Okay.
5.
All right.
No less than 5 PlayStation VR games.
Yeah, crazy.
I am counting.
He's not.
I am counting.
I think that's a good one. That's a really good one.
I have it here as my number 5. I'm using it here, so stick with me. I'm not going to use this anymore. I'm going to use one of the other 2. You understand how this works? One of the other 3. I am counting in this if Battlefront 2 is like, and we have
So
PlayStation
experience.
VR
Wait, hold on,
mode
hold
again.
on. Are you reading all 5 of your predictions?
No.
Okay,
I'm
I was
saying,
gonna say that's not
No,
the way.
one.
Since I
Okay,
had the
okay.
bonus,
Cool.
I'm throwing out then, I'm putting, it's no longer a full prediction, it's a star, and this isn't even a prediction. This is an example now that will no longer be used as a prediction. M-Dog, it's an example, do not count it towards a prediction, that something like, such as, Star Wars Battlefront 2 has VR mode, counts as a VR announcement, one of my 5. No fewer than 5.
Games that have come out on previous, like other VR systems, that they count? Like if there's a PlayStation
Like if
If
it
it's
was
a new
version-
announcement,
Yeah,
it
if it was
counts.
like on Oculus or Vive.
Yeah. I think that should count. No? You don't think so? You want original games.
Well, what do you want?
It's your prediction.
It's
It
a
reveals
totally-
no less than 5 PlayStation VR games. I think that you
I
can
think that
reveal.
counts. If you're porting something over, it's still a game.
As always, yeah. If the PC people are over there, they're beta testing it for us, and then they bring it to console. And there's
I'm
nothing
with
left.
you, Danny. I think it's a little sticky, but hey, it's
5
your.
is a lot.
I know it is.
It's a lot less
basi-
exciting
ju-
if it's just
If
ports.
history says anything, you've been wrong about your PSVR predictions every single
But
time.
if history has taught us anything, one day you'll be right.
Yeah,
If
you're
you
right.
keep making the same prediction, there is a Patapon at a show eventually.
That's the Crash Bandicoot will
Yeah,
happen.
exactly. Crash Bandicoot. No less than 5 PlayStation VR games announced at the show.
So
Okay.
my
And I
VR,
count ports.
my thing with VR is I was thinking that Dreams would be the big VR thing that they push at all. And I do think that in addition to Battlefront, there will be some type of, like, because last year they showed the Arkham and Final Fantasy and like all those things. There'll be a big game like that, like something that's just like a big experience based on a AAA game. But you're crazy though.
And like that stuff was to, I don't know, bolster the sort of like, we've got X amount of games for PlayStation VR's launch, right? But I also feel like there doesn't seem to be much of a roadmap for the rest of the year in terms of PlayStation VR, so they need to be like, this is what's going on.
Except for that Paperboy game. You see that thing?
No.
Oh my God, June 6th, special delivery. It's first-person Paperboy.
June 6th, you're not playing that until June.
I know.
Dude,
but,
I'm so excited.
I know. Wow. Throwing them.
Watch out for the dogs.
That Final Fantasy 15 VR thing. Do you guys know, did that ever come out?
I don't think it did.
I don't think it did.
Pretty sure it did.
I think everyone was like, this is hot garbage. And Square was like, okay.
Yeah. Let me know if it,
Walk
Talk
out
to
of
you
here.
later.
or if there's a plan for that. Danny,
All right.
your first prediction.
All right. Horizon Zero Dawn DLC.
Damn it. That was mine.
Damn. Getting in there.
I didn't even think about that.
They have been.
How could you not think
I
about
don't know,
that?
because it's like I'm thinking too big picture with Sony,
Right.
man.
I mean, when did it come out? February?
February, yeah.
Super surprising. They've immediately said that we're going to make DLC because it sold so well and because it's awesome. And they've been like entirely tight-lipped about it since.
Yeah.
Like nothing's come out. So that to me says they're waiting until E3.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Oh, I'm all about that.
Can't wait. And it'll be, that game was so much fun. I've gone back multiple times and done like side quests and stuff that I missed out.
Sure.
I wish the New Game Plus thing was a little bit better fleshed out. It's kind of like, it's not as bad as Zelda, but it's a bit like, oh, we just load you the last save and do what you want. So I'm hoping that maybe, more interesting backstory into Aloy and stuff like that comes into it. But yeah.
It won't be though, right? Like I feel like when they do it, it'll be like we told her story, so now it is.
Really?
We found a new encampment. There's this new villain, not villain,
Play
but
as
there's
Rost.
Oh yeah, what's he up to? How's he doing?
Not much.
It was rough taking care of that baby. Let's hear more about that.
That would be a fun piece of DLC. Baby Aloy comes
And
back.
that'd be another great VR concept of you put it on, you are Rost, and you have to like rock it. It's like we all saw how successful.
No one wants to take care of a
the
baby in VR.
Hey, 1-2 Switch wanted to. 1-2 Switch
They
wanted
did want to.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
They
Once
wanted
you did a lot of
many things. All right.
Is that the end of your prediction?
Yeah, pretty much.
Now here's what I love.
about that.
Here's what I love, Andrea. Now it's done. It's over for you. You can capitalize on this because he left the door too wide open. Because I have this on my predictions. This is number 8, the Horizon Zero Dawn. You put a release date window on it. You put something on it. You say it stars a new character. You can spice up. He's giving you tofu. I want you to make pad thai. Go.
It's like, Price is Right. Bullshit.
No, I appreciate that, but I have another prediction I want to get out before somebody else takes it.
Okay.
And that prediction is Bloodborne 2.
Oh, damn it. That was on my list.
It might not necessarily be number 2, but it'll be a follow-up to Bloodborne.
Okay.
Fair.
Will it have the name Bloodborne?
Yes.
Bloodborne something.
Okay.
Yes, because that was a very definitive exclusive in the brand new PS4 when it first came out. Like, it was a fantastic exclusive for them to kind of lead their new generation with. And obviously, fans want more. It was great. So,
Sure.
I mean, it was way too hard for me to finish. But for people who love that kind of punishment in a game, I think that this makes sense.
Safe bet.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
There was that Reddit thread a while back of a game called, was it Phantom Whale or something, which was the team from Software doing a Bloodborne sequel, but maybe not Bloodborne exactly, but it's like, more hand-to-hand combat. I think it was like Chinese or something, sort of Dynasty era thing. Again, could be total nonsense.
Yeah.
But would they deviate from Bloodborne right away? Probably not, right?
I don't think so if it's on PlayStation. If it's on a different system, I think that they would,
All right,
obviously.
yeah, maybe.
But yeah.
Exclusive?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a good shout.
Okay.
Strong.
My first one.
Thanks.
We will get an update on Shenmue 3. It won't be much. But that ends with an announcement of Shenmue HD Collection,
You're right.
fall 2017.
Disagree. That's never happening.
I'm not so sure about that
Get
either.
hyped.
Is that your Gatorade get hype?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you got to start off with that. It's been way too long. There's been too many trademark leaks of this HD collection. I don't think Shenmue 3 has much to be said about it,
Right.
but I do think that it's worth talking about just to get to the collection.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I think it's just way too much work to redo those games for such a small audience that
Right.
would buy them.
Sure.
Yeah, it's
Sega's
like-
been doing it though. We recently got the Bayonetta and Vanquish PC ports. Like I'm not thinking it's impossible.
I feel like that upscale is probably easier than, Shenmue came out on the architecture of the Dreamcast is so weird as well. Like there was no PC versions of Shenmue, right? It was only Dreamcast.
I think
don't
so.
know.
Then
But
there was
again,
on Xbox. for
Oh, was
Shenmue
it
2.
really?
Shenmue 2 was Xbox.
Okay, I don't know. I feel like we're gonna be waiting forever for this new
Oh,
Shenmue to come
yeah,
out.
yeah.
So maybe they'll announce a new HD release, but then not release it for 3 years.
That
Halfway through the Shenmue 3 development cycle.
yeah. I can buy that. I'm saying this year just
Halfway.
as because of all the trademark stuff that's been going on, because it's been this this whole year
Yeah.
since last E3, there's been a whole bunch of the Shenmue news on the morning shows come up a bazillion times. So
Shen News. New
Shenmue.
segment.
Shenmue news.
New morning show
Once every 2
segment.
years.
All right.
All right. What you got?
It's one that, again, is one that gets predicted quite a bit here. Sucker Punch's game is revealed.
Yeah.
It's a new IP. There is no release date in the trailer, no gameplay or anything beyond the trailer.
You just cover all your bases. Is that the tactic? Okay.
This is what happens when you go toe-to-toe with Colin Moriarty for a decade, and then you learn that he's going to always try to get it. He's always going to, and he never did, but I always wanted. So that's what Sucker Punch, new IP. It's not Infamous.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's time, right?
Yeah, I feel like the infamous, it petered out a bit. Second song, like I
Sure.
like Second Song, but like you're right. I think it's time for them to do something exciting.
And it was the fact that it was 2 E3s ago that we had Shuhei Yoshida on the E3 live show, and he was holding over Colin. I said that he'd already played whatever
Yeah.
Sucker Punch's next working prototype was. Like, duh.
Yeah, the timing definitely feels right. And going off of what Sony's done with their conferences the last 2 years, where it is just
Announcement,
game, trailer. They really have that roadmap. And a lot of the games, like there's the Death Stranding and Last of Us that are like obviously way far out. But then there's like a whole bunch of games leading through the calendar years. And I think that this is a good thing to kind of put out there because we already know from as things move up, we need to know more shit that's coming later. So that makes sense. I'm into it. Damn.
All right. God damn it. Now I want to try some of my more difficult ones.
Okay,
There's
good.
too many softballs here. Okay.
You got to get the softballs while you can. You
Yeah,
got to
that's a
go to
good
the
point,
deep
actually.
cuts later.
That's a good point. Okay, we will have a extended gameplay presentation of The Last of Us Part 2.
You crazy.
Oh, really?
Crazy.
There will be like 5,
Nope.
That's
no
a
way.
hard
10
no.
minutes.
Never going to happen.
1 to 5 minutes.
No.
So here's the thing with that.
No
is
date.
Sony has not done gameplay demos.
They did
Like last year.
Days Gone, man. Last year they had like 20
Yep.
minutes of that game.
that was a gameplay demo.
Okay,
That's
you're
correct.
right. That is true. That is true. But I'm sorry. I'm talking about on stage, like some dude standing on stage. playing
Oh,
and
okay.
stuff.
No,
there's
I-
video.
the
But
Bruce
if
Straley
you're-
move.
If you're just talking about video of gameplay,
Yes.
Okay.
No. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because last year there was no one on
No,
stage. It was
no
just
giant
videos.
enemy crab. We're gonna have. Yeah, they're just gonna play
Yeah.
show gameplay.
No way.
Huh?
Especially with Uncharted Lost Legacy, I don't think that they're
not
going
banger
to
enough.
focus on that. It's not what?
Banger
Uncharted's
enough.
not enough.
That's
of
a
a
big.
banger.
That, it means it's
At PSX
big
Deal was
deal.
very clear. He said this is a long ways away. Like
Yeah.
this is here's a little
I think
sneak
at
peek.
best you'll get another trailer / cutscene kind
I
of
like
thing.
your optimism though.
Yeah, I don't.
Because there wasn't
I really
too
don't.
long
Maybe if
ago,
I
felt.
want it, I'll will it into existence.
Druckmann, put up the photo
Put it
of
out into the universe.
the woman from Westworld in the ping pong ball suit
yeah.
doing her thing over there. So maybe they introduced that character in a vignette or something. That
Or maybe in a gameplay.
A 1 to 5 minute
A 1 to
game.
5 minute gameplay. Okay. There will be a Destiny 2 exclusive PlayStation Strike showcased.
That's strong.
Obviously, PlayStation has an ongoing relationship with Activision. They have an exclusive content deal with Destiny specifically and with Destiny 2. So, of course, with Destiny 2 coming out in September, they got to show something on stage. I think they're going to show talk about the PlayStation exclusive strike.
Okay.
What did you think? I haven't talked to you about it since the event. What did you think of Destiny 2?
I loved it because I
Yeah.
love Destiny and I
Yeah.
still play Destiny, but it's Destiny 1.5.
Yeah.
Really.
I mean, we could get into that on another
That's a
time.
whole other show. Okay,
But
my
I mean,
apologies.
I think it looks great. I'm really excited to play it. I'm super excited for Destiny 2, particularly for the stuff that they're doing with clans and with the guided games
Yeah.
and things like that. But yeah, it doesn't feel like a true sequel.
When it comes out, I want to play with you.
Yes, let's.
Okay.
I don't want to play with either of you. I don't like that game.
You guys have a kind of funny clan, don't you?
Oh yeah. There's like a million of them, but it's just like I don't know.
We'll make an official
It's so
one.
it's so intimidating to jump in with our audience that's like super into Destiny. I'm like, nah, Andrea will be nice.
That's true. I will.
Not that you want to be nice, but you all want to pull me through the raids. I hate that. I want to experience it. I want it
Yeah.
all ruined for me.
So this one,
Here we go.
we getting in there.
Get out.
There's fucking layers to this shit.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
If you started with Shenmue, I can't wait to hear this.
Dude, I like having fucking fun with this shit. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite trailer. Whole bunch of character reveals, like whatever.
Miss Marvel?
People expect that shit. Yes. All the MCU. Like, if they're have a movie, they're going to be in this fucking
Well, I meant like Kamala Khan.
Oh. Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
That sucks. Stop being racist.
Feature some Capcom characters. This is the segue into a Capcom bombshell. So here's the thing. Last year we got Resident Evil 7, and that was like, holy shit, as a surprise. Devil May Cry 5 or Resident Evil 2 Remake. One of the two. And the Marvel vs. Capcom trailer is going to be the segue into it. Now, the get hype moment, Dino Crisis.
I forget.
I want Dino Crisis.
The get hype moments are the ones you don't count, right? That's just you playing around.
That's just me playing around. The rest of it, though, my prediction, really boiling it down.
Of course, they're gonna have a Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite trailer.
No,
of course
for sure.
they will.
But I just like adding. Greg likes adding the bonus points to get more points. I just like adding the bonus points.
No, that's a good bonus, though.
I want the segue to go in. The real prediction is either Devil May Cry 5 or Resident Evil Remake 2 will be at Sony's conference.
I like how you do this. Because it's the things you were asking for are outlandish.
Yeah.
But if they happen, they're just like
it's
Hail
brilliant.
Marys. They're just amazing.
It's one of those, like, if it actually comes true, people are like, holy shit, Tim called it. Hashtag Tim was right, blah, blah, blah. And if it doesn't happen, nobody remembers. Nobody on the internet cares.
I'm speaking for the people. This is what the people want. This is what the people are predicting. If Sony was listening to me, they would be like, oh shit, I should probably get on this.
And out of business.
I don't know if Resident Evil 2 plays as good in 2000.
Well, that's a remake, right?
It's the remake.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean,
So
they
it's got modern
announced
controls.
this thing years ago, and I doubt it'll ever come into existence. But if it's going to be at this
Oh,
fucking
did they
E3.
announce they were going to do it before?
Yeah, they announced Remake 2 a long time ago.
Like post GameCube remake or post like all.
Yeah, like
Yonks
maybe
ago?
4 years ago.
All right.
They announced that they were going to do it. But I think Devil May Cry 5 is the more likely thing because it makes sense with my prediction of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite trailer featuring Dante.
Five. Wait, there was 5. There was a 5th Devil May Cry.
There was a 5th game, but it was called DMC. It was a
right,
reboot.
of course, yeah. Okay, all right.
All right. My third one. See, I played a win. Tim playing for his Gatorade fun moments over there. I want to continue.
You gotta have the opposite ends of the spectrum. Yeah.
Running on, or playing on, or some version of shown on PS4 Pro is said or listed on the screen at least 5 times.
Okay. Okay.
That's a good one.
They go into the trailers. They do this thing, and it just pops up in little white text.
I almost doubt it.
Pro. Yeah.
I almost feel like they'd want to avoid that with what Scorpio's doing.
But that's my point, is that I think they understand this E3 is going to be dominated by Scorpio, so let's keep it in people's mind that we do have something. We have a PlayStation 4 Pro. We have an answer to, we have an analog to what you're about to hear.
I see them doubling down the other way and just being like, we got games.
Games, yeah.
Sure.
You know, and not
Well,
even,
this still shows that you have games.
I know, but like not even worrying about it. Just more like
So why do they even make it?
confidence. Huh?
So why do they even make it then?
Because there's people that enjoy it, Greg. That's why.
I will tell you this about the PlayStation 4 Pro.
It runs PlayStation VR quite well.
I used one for the first real time of like getting into the guts of it when we were doing the Friday the 13th stream. Definitely downloaded faster, but I was more impressed with how fast the menus navigated. And this goes back to my point with the PlayStation 4 Pro of how badly they bumbled the messaging of this. Because clearly it's aimed at me, PlayStation fanboy, and it should have just been, hey, it downloads games faster. Hey, it can do 5G whatever Wi-Fi. Hey, look at how fast the menus go. And I'd be like, oh, how fast does it sync trophies? Really fast. Oh, fuck. All right. Well, cool. That's what I wanted. Oh, it does 4K. Whatever. I don't fucking care.
What if Scorpio comes out and that's what they say? That it's like, yo, the menus aren't as bollocks as they've been for the past 4 years.
Sure, I'll be like, man, I never turn it on. I never turn on the Xbox One.
Can you see how fast you can load Hulu on this thing?
Danny.
You want me up? Fuck. This is so competitive. This is more competitive than I was expecting.
You're underprepared.
I thought this was, I am woefully underprepared. Okay. We will get gameplay, a gameplay demo, and a release date window, not like a date, but like a
fall,
summer,
early 2018 or blah, blah, of everyone's favorite David Cage game.
Oh, Detroit.
Become Human. They'll roll that out again.
Okay, give me the specifics again.
Okay, actually, I'm going to add one. We're going to have a date window. So
Okay.
like a month, maybe not a specific date, but like Q1 2018, a gameplay demo. Not somebody playing on stage, but just showing
Like
the
they
game.
did it last year, right? Wasn't it with the guy and the girl on the edge, or was that Gamescom?
I can't remember.
That was
but they did show
E3,
something.
but
I thought
wasn't
they
it just
showed
a trailer though.
No, they played it, and I'm going to add something to it. They're going to reveal 2, and this is a bit subjective, famous quotes for the podcast listeners, actors in there as well.
Okay, 2.
2.
Whew.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And they'll also have children that speak with French accents. No, they won't have that. That's my drop the mic
Yeah.
bit.
That's your Gatorade moment.
Yeah.
Last year, I'm pretty sure they might have been like a quick gameplay thing, but then it ended with like a trailer of like, it can go a bunch of different ways.
Right, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I remember that, yeah. Okay.
All right.
All right, I buy that.
Cool.
I don't know about the 2 actors though.
It was too much of a boring guess otherwise.
Got it.
My
Okay.
problem with the
Spice it
dates
up.
is that I don't know what they've been so gun shy about doing that, where
Yeah.
they really don't say,
Especially with
spring this. Yeah, well, especially with that.
Quantum
Yeah,
Dream,
exactly.
yeah.
That's the whole thing with, Spider-Man, God of War, Detroit. Like, when are those games coming? We don't even really have hints, right? Like, it was John Garvin said something about Days Gone, and then he's like, but it could. And it's like, wait, what is it? What is it? What are
Yeah.
you thinking?
I think if Sony has learned anything from the last couple of things, is that they shouldn't put release dates
Yeah.
until it's ready. But like, I also don't think that it really matters in the grand scheme of things. People being upset about delays and stuff, I don't think actually affects the bottom line at all.
Sure.
So
I think you can also really easily go the other way with it too, where it's like, okay, great, another Detroit demo. Like, when's this game coming? I'm sick of hearing about it. Give me some information.
yeah, Andrew.
I'm torn
Yeah.
between which one to go with next. But I think I'm gonna go with gameplay release window. Spider-Man.
Ooh.
Okay.
I don't think we'll get a hard date.
Yeah.
I think we'll get a window, but we'll definitely see extended gameplay. We saw like a tiny little snippet when they announced. I think we'll get something that's more than 5 minutes in length.
Whoa.
Wow.
Awesome. I'm with you up until the 5 minutes thing. Greg Miller has put in my mind that this game is so far out that like he's kind of convinced me of that. But over time, fuck that. I believe Spider-Man's going to be here. I think 5 minutes is a bit long though, especially when you're looking at all the games that they have at their conference.
But it's a big Sony thing.
That was huge.
I mean, like, it's a gigantic license for them, right? Spider-Man sells even when they are like the shitty games that Activision's trying to sweep under the rug. They sell lots of copies. And every time I've ever done a Spider-Man video at any conference, whether it be Comic-Con or PAX or E3, it's always my most viewed video.
Whenever we post gameplay on GameSpot of Spider-Man stuff, it was always just like whoop for like, oh sure,
So, like,
okay.
I mean,
IGN's been
bring
doing the road to
goods.
E3, which is them talking about games. And the Spider-Man video, I want to say, was close to 1 million already, and it's just it was like immediately.
No, there's definitely hype.
Movie
among
coming out
most
as
Sony
well?
games. Yeah.
That's soon, right?
Yeah, the movie's
Yeah.
July 7th,
Yeah.
Oh, right, real soon.
Here's what I'll tell you, because I'm not making any Spider-Man predictions. I don't know anything. I have no hard facts. I've heard enough scuttlebutt, waveform. I'm picking up the Wi-Fi's, the murmurs around the industry.
Tinfoil
That
hat.
I'm not ready to back down on the fact that this isn't this is not coming this year. But I've heard enough scuttlebutt where I'm like, all right, well, we're gonna find out if I'm right or wrong on this one.
All right.
Because at E3, it's just seemed like, cool, you're not showing much because you don't have much. You don't even have a fucking title. Like, clearly this is awesome and this is coming and great. But it seemed last year, it seems like that. And so I thought for sure, but the scuttlebutt I've heard is people are actually like, I don't know. I'm like, fuck, really? Like, I can't in my wildest dreams believe it's this year.
Yeah.
And I stand by that prediction from forever ago.
I agree with you. I really don't think it's coming out this year, but I think we'll see a lengthy look
Sure.
at it this year.
I hope so. I mean, I desperately want that game.
I don't want to ruin anyone's prediction here, but the Avengers game. Do you think that we see that at anything at all? Even
Does somebody have
teaser?
a prediction about this that we should
No.
hold off on?
I don't have it.
I don't have a prediction about
either.
it either because I don't think we're going to see it this
Yeah,
year.
me neither. I'm interested if they mention it though. If they mention building the Marvel games universe. I don't know where they would do that though.
I've
think-
made this prediction before on just prediction. I still think it could easily be Xbox.
I think that is something we might see at D23 later this summer.
Oh yeah.
I don't think that we're going to see it at E3 because it's not ready yet. D23 is back this year.
Yeah.
They've already come forward and said that they're having a games-specific presentation
Yeah,
at
that makes sense, that
D23.
makes sense.
If you're going to show, a Marvel property anywhere, that would be a fantastic place to show it.
Good call.
Right. I just feel like with Spider-Man coming to PlayStation 4 exclusively or whatever, I feel like you sit there and you're like, well, what could Xbox possibly do with this conference? I think them coming out and being like, hey, we've had a great partnership with Crystal Dynamics in the past with the two Tomb Raider games. Now we're excited to announce that
Yeah, no,
this
that's a good
Avengers
call.
game is, and that would be the one where it's like, oh, fuck, shit.
Yeah. All right. My next one. Death Stranding will be there
How?
yet again.
Oh!
In
With-
what form?
Celebrity actress Emma Stone officially announced.
Fuck you!
Yeah.
Fuck
There's been
you!
so many rumors
Was
of
that
it.
on your list?
Yes.
fucking
Well,
happening.
it got disproven.
Did it?
The guy who made the art did come out, and it was like they had a whole thing about it where it's like that. But I still
Oh
think
no, well, fuck the art. Like, there's been so many other things of just like random, like her walking out of the studio that they're working on stuff and things like that.
that one stinks because that was, I thought, my
I'm with
fucking slam dunk. I'm gonna look awesome when this happens.
You got to do the slam dunk first.
Well, I mean, I did. PSVR
I got too many slam dunks. This is gonna be the fucking year of Dreams 3. Get hyped, man. Shenmue and fucking all this shit's gonna be great. What you got, Greg?
This is gonna be not a complicated one, but I'll give you. I have a Gatorade Get Hype movie or whatever
Hell
moment
yeah,
for you. All
let's
right.
go.
Gran Turismo Sport gets a release date. It's this fall. Gatorade Get Hype. They ain't fucking hitting that date, you idiots. They're chasing hell. But they're gonna come on and be like, here it is. We said summer forever ago. It's actually fall. They walk off, and then 2 months later, a press release on the blog like, we need more time. The bumpers don't shine enough.
Danny.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, how long is the presentation going to be, do we think? Like 90 minutes or something?
Probably.
Yeah,
I mean,
90.
yeah.
They show all the montages of all the stuff that they have. Like, they love just showing montages of, like, this is what happened, blah, blah, intro, montage, all that stuff. They won't show No Man's Sky once.
That's a solid
Sure,
guess.
yeah. Okay.
It's also so long ago that I don't think that they would.
But they always do they always show all the old games, like the catalog of games. Like, they always go, boom, here's like all these games you remember that have already come out.
Like the montage at the beginning
yeah.
or at the end or whatever?
At the end, they'll show all the stuff they've announced. The start one is always like, hey,
They didn't
you
have it
you
last
like
year because last
PlayStation?
year they had the orchestra, which was fucking awesome.
Oh, really?
Do we
Please
think
don't.
the orchestra returns?
No.
No.
Which is really upsetting,
Expensive.
but it was awesome.
Orchestras are cool when you're there. I
No.
don't want to see an orchestra
Are you
on a
fucking
live
kidding me?
stream.
That was the coolest thing ever.
I thought it was awesome too.
Get hyped, man.
Orchestras. Yeah, they're not going to show one.
Okay.
I like, sorry.
No, are you done?
I think it's because Sony
Keep going.
is super bitter about that in a way that is kind of like fucked up. So that's why I think.
No Man's Sky.
Not because No Man's Sky is like terrible, terrible game, although we could talk about that for a while. But I think it's just like the whole like Shuhei throwing Sean Murray under the bus thing, that whole thing. That's kind of why. I think they're just like wiping their hands
it
clear
clean,
of it
yeah.
a little bit, yeah.
New cinematic trailer, gameplay, release date, God of War.
Yep.
How specific release date?
Like a date, like a
Okay.
specific
Oh,
date.
like-
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Month to year. All right. Cool. Okay.
Is Cory Barlog come on stage?
No, I don't. I think they're gonna do.
Just
Well, I mean,
trailer.
that was another prediction of mine, so I'll wait.
Fuck it. Dude,
Sorry.
use your last
Sorry.
prediction now. We'll give
Well,
it to
no,
you.
I might change my mind about
Okay,
what
okay.
my
I
last
like
one's
that.
gonna be. But I think this is a flagship first party title for them. So like, and as of right now, we don't really have like a solid date for something in the fall
Yeah.
for PlayStation. So I think we'll see a date, we'll see gameplay, and we'll get a new
would
cinematic
be
trailer.
So
Yeah.
just
Fit.
the get hyped prediction. What is the God of War date? Month. Obviously, we're not going to choose.
I mean, like,
day.
I would love something in November. That might be too soon, so it could be like February.
I think February.
So yeah,
But the
I'm
problem-
not gonna pick the exact date.
Yeah, that's
For
that's
the
to say.
bonus points, no.
February 21st.
Nailed it. That's the problem I have is like trying to figure out which one of these Sony exclusives will be the first to come out of the gate.
Right.
Where is it? Detroit? Is it God of War? Yeah,
It needs to be something like a
Spider-Man,
God of
but
War,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like Quantic Dream ain't selling consoles.
Sadly.
Yeah. I mean, Heavy Rain.
Every
Yeah,
I mean, that's the thing. Is like if we're probably not going to get a big Sony exclusive in October or November. Just going off the last couple years.
Sports.
But I mean, even that I imagine more as like a September game.
Okay.
If anything, right? Then if we did get Detroit this year, which simultaneously feels super likely and super unlikely,
Yeah.
like who the fuck
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah.
Like that game could be August.
Yeah.
And it'd be like, oh, okay. Or it could be next August.
Yeah.
No one would know the difference. What's your last one?
You didn't go yet.
Oh shit, you're right. All right.
Here we go.
They had so much success last year with Crash Bandicoot. There's been so much hype about all of this. They're going to show Crash in some form because the game comes out 2 weeks, 3 weeks after E3.
June 30th, yeah.
Yeah, my birthday. They need to remind people that this is happening, whatever, but they've already shown so much. I thought they were going to save Crash Warped for E3 because that would have totally made sense, but they didn't. They announced that shit last week. So I'm like, there has to be something more here. Now, I don't think that this is a safe prediction because they'd want to see how the game sells first in order to, before like going forward with something crazy like this. However, maybe the pre-order numbers are just so astronomical that they're like, the Bandicoot, man, we need to do something about this. So we get the Crash trailer, talking about the release date, whatever. It'll be there soon. And it ends with one of the following. An announcement of the Spyro trilogy remastered.
Jesus Christ.
Or
Tim is sorry, go on.
Crash Team Racing remastered.
Ooh.
Or, and this is when I'm getting fucking crazy here, PlayStation All-Stars Karts featuring Crash and Spyro. Get hyped,
There's
son.
not a chance in
Get
hell
hyped, son.
of PlayStation All-Stars Kart.
They're like, oh man, Mario Kart. We gotta fucking do this. We gotta figure out.
They
did this. It was
Big
called Little
Planet.
Big Karting.
No,
It
that shit
sucks.
sucks. Fuck that. Mod Nation Race is pretty good.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Shout out. Shout out.
But it was no Crash Team Racing.
I'll give you that. I agree
Tim
with
just
it.
lives it for, you're like pining for the bygone
Dude,
era.
I'll never
For, like,
forget the
late
days.
early
Totally.
2000s.
Growing up, being so hyped about E3, not knowing all the fucking insider industry bullshit, and just being like, what do I want them to do?
Right.
That's how I like to
Wish
think
you
about
fun,
these
yeah.
things. We know all the fucking safe predictions. I like having fun. When things when I get my way, I'm stoked about it.
Spyro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Hell yeah, man. Spyro, bring him back. Little Dragon deserves a better life than what he's being given right now.
What's Spyro doing right now? Do you think he's like
Skylanders.
Oh God. Oh God.
Oh, you mean making hundreds of millions
Yeah.
of dollars?
Being forgotten,
When
though.
when no one likes you, like nobody that like.
He's the guy in the
I
company
don't
who
know.
like made the idea, but then the company like monetized it and no one remembers him anymore.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
not even in Skylanders anymore.
Yeah, he is.
He's just is he really?
He is. He has a TV show. Him and Crash talked. It was a whole fucking disaster. Go for it. Guys.
Final prediction.
Final.
I had Horizon DLC on here too. I had Bloodborne 2 on here as well. I manned up, said spring 2018 on Bloodborne 2, by the way, but I'm not using that as my final prediction. Don't worry. Instead, I'm going to say, and this is the one where it's hazy. I look into the E3 future, and I see it, but there's still so much fog in the way of it. But Days Gone, I can't tell if it's a trailer followed by gameplay, if it's a trailer featuring a lot of gameplay, because I don't think they're going to give it another big chunk of like, here's like running through and doing this stuff. But it's a Days Gone in-depth something that's teaching us the mechanics to an extent of this game, followed by the release date of September 2017.
Oh, what?
Yeah. I think
Jeez.
it works on a few different levels of Sony Ben, you've been working on this game forever.
Right.
Sony Ben, get the fuck out of the way of The Last of Us 2. You know what I mean? Like, let's get it out the door. It's also a time for Halloween. It's got like that vibe to it. I think that might be the way to play it. My only problem is I just think it's a hard sell in terms of all the mechanics of that game. But then again, I also think that Sony might be just looking to cut on it, cut and run, get the runway clear.
I'd be surprised if it's that far along. However, I do think that that's a solid prediction because, yeah, if it gets into next year, then you have to compete with theoretically God of War and the other things like that. And I don't know if they're going to want to.
When you start balancing this exclusive catalog, where does all this go?
Yeah.
I don't think Detroit's ready. I don't think God of War is ready. I think that Sony Ben has been quiet forever. You know, since what, Uncharted on Vita?
Yeah.
It's a long time. And granted, I think projects got scrapped and all these different things, but I'd like to believe that's how they're going to play them and give them a chance to breathe and give them a chance to get that game out.
I wonder if, because it seems like it was like such a win for them last year that like part of me would think that, the obvious thing they would do is show another big gameplay thing. But I think maybe they've also learned from what happened with No Man's Sky and stuff that they need, like if this game's coming out, they need to, they don't want to overhype it too much.
Yeah.
And if it's another year before it comes out and you've done it again.
My thing
might be
about
too
it is
much.
I just don't, I think you could do it in this window and still get what you're going to get out of it. I think the takeaway, reception for Days Gone widely after E3 last year was flat. Not that it didn't look good, not that it didn't look cool, but it was like, oh, it's a zombie game and they crawl on each other like World War Z. All right, cool. We kind of have that. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
Oh, and that's exactly how I felt about it.
Really?
Yeah, I
Wow.
didn't think that they were doing anything original with that game.
Yeah.
I got to see a behind closed doors extended demo
Right.
where they did pique my interest a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, like the general public didn't get to see that demo.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
and
that was their whole thing of like, yeah, that's what I'm like. They showed like, all right, well, your motorcycle's breaking down and it needs gas, and you need to go scavenge for that thing. And it was like, all right, cool. How do you show that? How do you do it? I think you hit the ground, you give a date, you get people excited with a hype ass trailer. Probably so no gameplay, hype ass
Yeah,
trailer.
I'm with the hype trailer on
That
this one.
and then it's like, all right, cool. Now at E3, journos come in, see this extended demo. They go out and talk about
let
it.
them speak about
we
it.
do a press tour in a month and a half, and then we're pretty much there. And I think it's just let's get it going and hype it up as much as you can because I don't think all right, let's do a preview tour and do this and like another year of trying to hype that game gets it to where it needs to be.
I think Detroit or Days Gone will be in the
This year?
August-September
Right.
slot this year. Not both.
All right. Last one. God, last one. Okay. It's going to be mentioned at some stage. They're going to show something. Sony is the most likely spot for a trailer for Red Dead Redemption 2.
Don't think so.
I disagree. I think Rockstar made their announcement when they did to kind of be like, hey, we're not going to be at E3.
Yeah, I think
Because
so.
Rockstar could like
hate E3.
give two fucks about E3.
They never
They're
go to
like,
E3.
we don't need you E3. Like we stand alone. We're a giant. Like we don't need to show our game at a conference ever.
I know they did that with GTA 5, but I think also they had like such a communication thing with GTA 5. The thing with GTA, I don't know. I feel like GTA is a game that's going to sell no matter what. I feel like they had to like sell what that single player was because it was this complicated thing. I know we're like the post E3 world when it comes to game announcements, but I feel like Red Dead is something they're going to have to sell a lot more times, and the opportunity to do so, there's not many more coming up if they're going to ship early next year.
Yeah.
So
My thing is, though, I agree with you that Red Dead is not Grand Theft Auto, so it does need a little bit more push, but I don't think E3 is the push. I think that their push is
PSX.
I think even more than that, I think it's like commercials during the sports events and
but I think it's that as well.
And
I
think it's PSX, and I think it's I don't know. I feel like they've put out so little about it now that
I feel like Rockstar just feels, with all due respect to Rockstar, because they're amazing. I just feel like they feel like they're bigger than all of these events. I don't even think PSX.
They are.
I think they'll just do their own thing.
They kind of are,
Yeah,
right?
no,
like
I
they
agree.
don't need to show their game at any of these events.
Yeah.
I mean, 80 million units. They've got quite a wad of cash that they can
they've also,
buy
like,
commercials with.
Maybe it's the GTA Online stuff, and maybe it's a special case. But I also feel like they have been doing more outreach over the past year when it comes to like gaming communities and like Twitch broadcasters and stuff like that in a way that I can't imagine like Rockstar doing 2 years ago even. So I don't know. I'm hopeful. I've also got a rant. Just it's not really a prediction.
Go for
Gatorade
it.
get hype moment?
They won't mention the Vita once.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
No, they
That's
didn't last year at E3 either.
Oh really?
No.
All right. Well, then they definitely.
If it wasn't for GeoCourse, they wouldn't even done it at PSX this year.
Okay, my final prediction.
There it is. Thanks.
PlayStation Esports.
Ooh.
So they've been getting really involved with the Capcom Pro Tour. They've been involved with the Call of Duty World League. Esports is the hot thing that everybody's getting involved with right now. Xbox last year talked about esports and tournaments on stage. I think now's the time for PlayStation to come forward and say, we're getting into the esports game. What that looks like, I don't know.
A shitty app on your PS4.
But clearly they are already have their 1 foot in the door with the things that I've already mentioned. So I think we're going to see more from PlayStation esports at E3 this year.
With the launch of PlayStation All-Stars karting.
That sounds more like a PSX thing to me. Like last year, they talked about the Capcom thing a bit at PSX and also the Call of Duty stuff.
I see what you're saying, but E3 at its core is for business and for sales and for money and for showboating how much money video games makes. What better way to do that than with the thing that everyone's throwing money at right now?
That's true.
Esports.
But I just feel like Sony's done such a good job with Your Dreams 1 and 2 where they didn't do that. It was games.
Right, but that's what I'm saying is like now is the time because in the past couple of years, obviously esports have been around for, decades, right? But like it's been in the last like 2 to 3 years that it's really kind of come to a fever pitch where everyone is talking esports.
Or like entering console.
Right.
Because like on PC, I mean, Counter-Strike or the LoL and Dota, like it was always still there.
Yeah.
But it does feel like it's having more of an effect in the consoles.
Yeah, absolutely. I just if we're talking about predictions, I have another couple of predictions that I feel like are a little lame. And so this one feels like something that is unexpected and that people maybe didn't think about.
Yeah.
But the more you kind of line up the pieces is like, well, if they were ever going to get into it, next year's too late. Right? Like they're behind if they get into it next year. Now is the time. And E3 is the place because you want to show to all of your investors, hey, we're getting into the hot thing that everyone else is getting into.
And maybe they like announce now and then do something at PSX.
Maybe
like the Capcom Pro Tour I think is coming back to PSX, I believe. So
cool. Interesting.
All right,
cool. I like that.
My final prediction.
All right, here we
for
go.
PlayStation.
This is the most outlandish. I hope.
So this is a weird one because it's like it's not outlandish, but it's ridiculous. We're gonna either get Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer or Final Fantasy 7 Part 2 trailer with a release year. Some type of release date
that they won't ever
that they're not going to hit.
Close
they just said 3 years or so.
Yep. But I still think, I can't believe they showed it at PSX. I thought there was going to be a one and done thing at E3, but then they did show it at PSX. So I feel like it's either this or that. Kingdom Hearts 3, I think, is a bit more likely, but even that, I don't know. But I just think that they like showing these things.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's not that it's coming anytime soon, but I think that they're going to show one or the other. I don't think it'll be both. The get hyped moment, and this would be the most Square Enix thing fucking possible. Final Fantasy 16 announced.
Never two.
Which I would kill for that. If they were just like, here's the trailer of this, and also Final Fantasy
I think
16.
Stormblood is out like a week after E3 or something. They're probably going to be like,
I don't think they care about that.
I mean,
don't care about the
obviously
thing that
they
makes
do. It's
all of their
making them
money.
I mean, but they don't even care about talking about that. That just fucking happens. They like putting out CG trailers for games that aren't coming for years.
They get renamed a decade later.
It's been a while since they've announced a new game that's 10 years out. So I think I think it might be time for Final Fantasy 16. But that's the get hype moment. But the prediction is either Final Fantasy 7 or Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer at Sony's.
I like how all of your picks are like 5 picks. Or like, you're like
Yeah.
at
Well,
least 2.
I
It's
had a
this or
bonus
that.
pick, but it didn't attach to any of my other picks, and that was that only Andrew House will be on stage, no one else.
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
Was there any other
Kojima?
dregs? Anything?
No,
you know that
I
picked up on?
cleaned out everything in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Ditto.
That is Sony. What's up, guys? That was fun. If you want more kind of funny games, click there to subscribe. If you want other stuff, you can click there to subscribe to youtube.com/kindoffunny. You can support us on Patreon right there. And over here, if you click on this, you'll have to find out what happens. Is it Kevin's little belly button? It's not. I was going to say butthole.